Hey everybody, let's talk about taking control of your life. We're diving deep into the power of habituation. This isn't just another buzzword, it's the secret sauce to lasting change. Habituation is basically how our brains learn to chill out when we're faced with the same thing over and over again. Think about it. Remember when you first learned to ride a bike? Scary, right? But you kept at it, and now you probably don't even think about it when you hop on one. That's habituation in action. It's how we form habits, good or bad, and the good news is, we can totally hack this system to design our dream lives. This is about rewiring those automatic responses, those knee-jerk reactions, and building the life you want, one tiny, consistent step at a time. So, if you're ready to ditch the overwhelm, ditch the anxiety, and unlock a whole new level of focus, confidence, and badassery, stick with me. This is going to be good. Okay, so you're ready to harness the power of habituation, right? Awesome. The first step is to get crystal clear on what you want to change. What are those habits, those thoughts, those little reactions that just aren't serving you anymore? What do you want to eliminate from your life, like yesterday? This is about taking a good hard look in the mirror, not in a judgmental way, but with a compassionate and honest perspective. Maybe you're constantly getting sucked into social media instead of crushing your to-do list. Or maybe you're a total stress ball when you're feeling overwhelmed. We've all been there. Think of it like this. You're about to embark on a journey of self-discovery. You're Indiana Jones, and those pesky habits, they're those giant boulders chasing you. But this time, you're armed with the knowledge and the tools to outrun them. So grab a journal and a pen, get cozy, and let's dive in. Start by jotting down anything that comes to mind. Don't overthink it. Maybe you want to stop hitting that snooze button every morning. Write it down. Maybe you want to finally kick that nail-biting habit. Write it down. Remember, there's no judgment here, just pure, unadulterated honesty. So what needs to change? What's it going to be? Alright, now that you've identified your target, let's talk strategy. The name of the game here is gradual and repetitive exposure. Think of it like dipping your toes into a swimming pool instead of doing a cannonball. We want to ease into this, not shock the system. Remember, your brain is basically a supercomputer, but it loves familiarity. When you introduce something new, it's like throwing a wrench in the works. So we need to train your brain to embrace the new and unexpected, and we're going to do that by taking it slow and steady. Let's say you're terrified of cold showers, but you've heard about the amazing benefits. Instead of going full-on polar bear plunge on day one, start by turning the water cold for just the last 10 seconds of your shower. Do that for a few days, then bump it up to 15 seconds, then 20. You get the idea. The key here is consistency. Think of it like building a muscle. You wouldn't go to the gym once and expect to be ripped, right? It takes time, dedication, and showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. And here's the thing. It's going to feel weird at first, uncomfortable even, but that's okay. That's your brain doing its thing, trying to figure out what's going on. The more you expose yourself to the stimulus, the more familiar it becomes, and the less your brain freaks out. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate those small victories and trust the process. You got this. We're getting into the good stuff now, folks. This chapter is all about taking back control, about becoming the master of your own reactions. Because here's the thing, it's not the stimulus itself that throws us off track, it's how we respond to it. Think about it, someone cuts you off in traffic. What's your initial reaction? If you're like most people, you probably feel a surge of anger, maybe even throw in a few choice words for good measure. But here's the thing, that reaction isn't serving you. It's not solving anything, and it's definitely not making you feel any better. So what's the alternative? Control. Observe your initial reaction without judgment. Don't try to fight it or suppress it, just acknowledge it. Okay, you might say to yourself, I'm feeling angry right now. That's interesting. See what I did there? You're creating distance between yourself and the emotion. You're not letting it control you, you're simply observing it. And here's where it gets really interesting. Once you've observed the emotion, you can choose how you want to respond. Instead of letting that anger consume you, take a deep breath and let it go. Easier said than done, right? That's where those trusty breathing techniques come in. Practice deep, diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, filling your belly with air, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat until you feel that sense of calm washing over you. The more you practice mindfulness, the more you'll be able to catch those automatic reactions before they spiral out of control. So the next time you're faced with a challenging situation, take a deep breath, observe your reaction, and choose a response that serves you. Okay, let's be real for a second. Change is hard. It takes effort, commitment, and a whole lot of willpower. So why not make it a little more enjoyable? That's where the magic of positive reinforcement comes in. Think about it. When you were a kid, remember how excited you got when you got a gold star on your homework? Or when your parents gave you a treat for cleaning your room? That's positive reinforcement in action, my friend, and it works just as well on adults. Here's the deal. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So when we reward ourselves for engaging in positive behaviors, we're basically telling our brains, hey, this thing you just did, that was awesome. Let's do more of that. So, how do you incorporate positive reinforcement into your habituation journey? Simple. Pair the new habit with something you genuinely enjoy. Think of it like this. You're creating a positive feedback loop in your brain. Let's say you're building a morning workout habit. That's amazing. Now, what's something you absolutely love? Maybe it's a delicious smoothie, a relaxing bath, or listening to your favorite podcast. Whatever it is, make it your reward for crushing your workout. So go ahead, treat yourself. You deserve it. We've all got them, those pesky negative thoughts that pop into our heads like uninvited guests at a party. You know the ones, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to do this, why do I even bother? Yep, those are the ones. And here's the thing, just like positive behaviors can become habits, so can negative thoughts and reactions. They become so ingrained in our subconscious that we don't even realize they're there, running on autopilot in the background, sabotaging our every move. But here's the good news, we have the power to change the channel. We can override those negative patterns and replace them with thoughts and beliefs that empower us, uplift us, and propel us forward. The first step is awareness. We can't change what we don't acknowledge, right? So pay attention to those negative thoughts. Notice when they arise, what triggers them, and how they make you feel. Once you've identified those negative patterns, it's time to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief? More often than not, you'll find that those negative thoughts are based on fear, insecurity, or past experiences that no longer serve you. Now comes the fun part, replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Think of it like rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your growth and well-being, so choose your thoughts wisely, my friend. Congratulations, my friend. You've made it this far, and you're well on your way to mastering the art of habituation. But here's the thing about growth. It's an ongoing journey, not a destination. So once you've gotten comfortable at one level, it's time to level up. Think of it like a video game. You wouldn't want to stay at the same level forever, would you? Where's the fun in that? No, you want to push yourself, test your limits, and see how far you can go. The same principle applies to habituation. Once you've successfully habituated to one level of challenge, it's time to increase the intensity, duration, or complexity of the stimulus. This keeps your brain engaged, prevents boredom, and accelerates your progress. Let's say you've been crushing your 5-minute meditation practice every day. That's amazing. Now what if you challenged yourself to bump it up to 10 minutes? Or maybe you've gotten comfortable with cold showers but you're ready to take it to the next level. Remember, growth happens when we stretch ourselves. We're in the home stretch now, my friend. But before we cross that finish line, let's talk about the importance of tracking your progress and celebrating your wins. Because here's the thing. When you're so focused on the end goal, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. Remember those early days when you were just starting out? Remember how challenging it was, how much effort it took just to show up? And now look at you. You've come so far, my friend, and it's time to acknowledge and celebrate your incredible progress. One of the most effective ways to track your progress is to keep a journal. Think of it like your own personal growth tracker. Each day, jot down what you did, how you felt, and any challenges or breakthroughs you experienced. For example, if you're habituating to waking up early, track how many days in a row you successfully woke up without hitting the snooze button. Celebrate those milestones. Did you make it a whole week? Time to treat yourself to something special. Tracking your progress isn't just about accountability, it's also about recognizing how far you've come. It's about seeing those small, incremental improvements that over time add up to massive transformation. So grab your journal, my friend, and let's celebrate your wins. Listen, we've covered a lot of ground today, but here's the bottom line. Mastering habituation is about rewiring your brain to work for you, not against you. It's about understanding that you are not stuck with the hand you were dealt. You have the power to change your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately your life. But here's the catch. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be patient. You gotta be kind to yourself, especially when you stumble. Because you will stumble, my friend. We all do. But it's not about how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you get back up. Now go out there and make it happen.